To know someone or something by detail. Identification of a person or a thing having been known, recalling, remembering, persevering, or perceiving, or recollection. All of this is recognition. So to help lead, guide, and direct us on this day, recognition. Growth in grace is a heartfelt recognition that is not worthy of the least of God's mercies. Our love for God and our appreciation of His love and forgiveness will be in proportion to the recognition of our sin and unworthiness. If we are serving Christ, we should not care for human reward. If we are truly serving Christ, we should not care for human reward or recognition.
Amen.
The foundation of our love for God or the Lord lies in the recognition of His holiness, our sinfulness, and His grace. For those who are forgiven much, love much. A source of great comfort and strength in the day of battle is to remember that the secret of steadfastness and indeed of victory is in recognition that the Lord is at hand.
Yes.
Faith is the acknowledgement of the entire absence of all goodness in us, and the recognition of the cross as the substitute for all the want on our part.
Jesus, thank you, Lord.
And to take with us this week, thankfulness to God is a recognition that God, in His goodness and faithfulness, has provided and cared for us, both physically and spiritually. It's a recognition that we are totally dependent upon Him.
Yes.
Certainly, part of recognition is to identify. But identification is only 1/4 of what full recognition is. Think about it. The first time John the Baptist encountered Jesus the Messiah, he recognized Him. John was 6 months in the womb of his mother Elizabeth at the time. Jesus was a mere flicker in Mary's womb. You remember the story. Mary arrived at the home of Zachariah and Elizabeth. She entered. She greeted Elizabeth. Luke writes that when Elizabeth heard Mary's voice, the baby leaped in her womb. Immediate recognition.
Yes.
Our desire for recognition wouldn't be such a problem if we didn't tend to replace Jesus as the focus of our attention. But being absorbed with ourselves crowds Him out of the picture. We should live our lives with a recognition that what we do is observed by those around us. And this visible life makes a statement about our God. Matthew 5:16 tells us, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." How does the light of our lives shine? By bringing the heart and character of Christ into situations that engage us every day. By showing compassion as Christ did to the marginalized and forgotten. By displaying concern for the Father's name and reputation. If we live faithfully for Christ, God has promised to reward us at His appointed time. When the Lord comes, He will bring to light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsels of the heart. Then each one's praise will come from God. When we long for success, God says, I will reward you. When we are ready to quit, God says, I will help you. And when we ache for recognition, God says, I see you. Whether our service is private or public, our responsibility is the same, to be faithful. When it comes to serving Christ, we have no right to seek power. We have no calling for prestige. We have no reason to look for self-glorification and recognition. How much better to serve quietly in the background, keeping in mind that Jesus, our example, did not come to serve, did not come to be served, but to serve. What is true recognition of Jesus Christ? To truly recognize Jesus, we need to be able to do the following. Identify who Jesus is. Acknowledge who Jesus is. Approve who Jesus is. And give tribute to Jesus for who he is. Full recognition of Jesus Christ is to offer our very life to and for him. Amen? We thank the Lord for his word thus far. And now we'll be blessed with one more musical selection, and then we will have a word from our pastor. Pray that all hearts and minds open to receive what thus saith the Lord this morning.